To be fair, here's what it would be. All right.
Here we go.
It would
Here we
probably
go.
be a monthly or an annual fee.
Like he thinks he's YouTube Premium or Netflix. This is Snortflix, right? If you want to have first run Dark Side Phil content, you need to cough up the monthly fee for DSP Premium.
Annual.
Okay, well here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the issue. The content doesn't matter. Phil doesn't give two shits about the content. He actually doesn't even care about people signing up for this program, basically. The Snortflix, as Kino put it here. No, what it is, it's something a little bit more insidious with Phil. He wants you to sign up because he can then use that information to dox these customers. He will have your name, he will have your payment information, depending on what all the categories are. He could have your address, he could have everything. He really doesn't give two shits about people who restream or clip. He wants people to join this program. That way he can get your information and dox you by giving that information accidentally to people in his inner circle. Phil's done this before. Phil has done this before. Do you remember that incident? I don't recall exactly the full background, but somebody sent Phil like a picture of his driver's license, if I remember correctly. It was either his driver's license or his ID. It was a stupid fucking thing to do. And that information accidentally got leaked. This is the same thing. It's only on a bigger, broader scale.
How much is the annual fee?
Here we go. He's gonna tell us.
Wait.
Right? Just like any other service. You pay a flat rate
DSP
monthly,
plus.
or maybe a discount.
Yes.
And the thing is, yeah, he would have your information to dox, but he'd also get some change on the side also. But for him, the big thing is that information. Like the information, like for duty, for example, for duty. Because Duty's made it known that he, that, of course his name's not Duty. And he does not like that information to be out there. But if Phil does this program, it will cause people to get doxxed. Because nothing Phil ever does is for the betterment of anybody. It is solely greed when it comes to Phil. And this may be one of those times that money isn't what he really wants. He wants to get that information so he can do irreparable damage to people.
He's pulling this right out of his ass, bro.
DSP plus.
Count if you do it annually.
Fuck.
All right.
There's
And
an
all
annual
this is a fee you
discount.
pay, just like any other subscription service, and you will get official permission legally. They'll be
So
like,
it's DS Premium.
DS Premium. No, it really is. The idea that he thinks that's ever going to happen, because there's going to be a contract written up. The cost for Phil to go to a lawyer and have this contract written up would far exceed any sort of fees that he would.
And that's the thing. It isn't. People think just by people are just like, well, it could be just a simple contract. Like I give such and such. I give Duty Streams the right to restream me and clip my content and all that shit. But the thing is, contracts have to be specialty tailored for each country, because each country has different rules when it comes to the internet. This isn't like a blanket contract where one contract is the same for the United States, that it is the same in Canada, that it's the same in South Korea, that's the same in Australia. It doesn't work like that. And each one of these contracts that Phil is going to have his people draft up, it's going to take time to research the country's laws and all that shit. This isn't something that's going to be done in 2 or 3 minutes. No, this is going to take a fucking long time, which means that Phil will have to keep these people on retainer, which costs even more money.
Ever be able to recoup. Like, it's insane to say.
Oh my god.
that says you can now live restream my content and make your own content out of it. You have legal permission to do so. and that it would say, I would, via this contract, completely relinquish any legal rights to go after someone who purchases that agreement. Because think of it this way. Right now, there's probably, what, 20, 30 people who are doing this. Out of that...
He actually thinks that this shit is actually going to work. It is not. It is not going to work.
Living? Restreaming Phil? I don't believe
No,
that.
I know of one.
Yeah.
Be a reasonable
Well,
amount.
you really think that Raw Phil makes his living doing?
Yeah, I would like to know who the person was that got into Phil's ear, because this isn't something that just like that he started saying when he came back from burying his mother, who was a failure. Phil, he's been talking for the last few months that these restreamers, that these content creators, that they're just making thousands upon thousands of dollars. Whoever got into Phil's ear with that information, oh my god, they really just, I don't know what exactly they said to him, but it fucking stuck. And he has been running with that shit until today's basically.
Doing that?
No,
Like,
it's a
I don't
hobby for him. He's
believe
having
that, like-
fun. He probably makes a little bit of side.
Hell, I don't even make any damn money. I'm like, it doesn't bother me. I do this for fun.
A lot of them are outside of America also. So Phil's going to be launching international lawsuits. Like, it's not happening.
Oh, if Phil had, if Phil had the capital to hire an attorney, it is feasible. It is feasible that Phil could literally go to a lawyer and go, hey, make up a contract. But like I said, it would take time to research each country's laws, their rules, and all that shit. Because one thing that happens here doesn't apply there. But, see, that's the double-edged sword for Phil. That's the double-edged sword for Phil. Phil is constantly claiming he's dirt poor. That he's a poor, basically. While on the other hand, he will say that, oh, I'm successful. I'm a big successful person. I'm more successful than I was when I was teaming with Keno. But then he will go and say, guys, I didn't get any money for this last week because I was burying my mom who fucking failed me as a parent. So I need that extra money. So Phil is all over the fucking place. One minute he's dirt poor. The next he's Rockefeller. The next minute he says he's poor. The next he says that he is better than all the other people online. The thing is, going by what Phil says, he does not have the money. He does not have the infrastructure to literally go to a lawyer, which are not cheap, by the way. They are not cheap. And have them draft up these stupid fucking contracts that would be tailored for each goddamn country. And then he would also have to have a website to basically house all this information. Do you honestly see a guy who spends countless hundreds of dollars a month on alcohol? Do you see a guy who spends countless hundreds of dollars on fast food? Do you see a guy who spends $40,000+ a year in mobile games? Do you see him actually being able to afford a lawyer and then on top be able to basically build or create and maintain this sort of infrastructure? No, he cannot. He can barely fucking afford the games he plays. No.
Okay, then they could probably shell over like $100 a month. So
Okay,
it's 10, 20
so his big $100.
He actually thinks that his content is worth $100 a month, which is sad. But then again, look at me. I release basic tier shit, but then again, I don't go around claiming that I'm better than everybody.
Like, Phil, that's what you think the damages are? If it's $100 a month, then it's not worth your fucking time, Phil.
Wait, ask
So even
the line again.
$100. Stop. Like, Phil, it's not worth anybody's time. It's not worth it to have lawyers draft this. He says he's gonna have a whole website set up where you purchase the license. all
He
for
won't.
the sake of 30 potential customers.
Well, that even if that was like $100 to say, that'd be $3,000. That'd be for 1 year, for example. He would get, let's say, $3,000 for 1 whole year. That's say if he had 30 people sign up. That $3,000 would be gone like that. It would be gone the minute that the money starts rolling in, if it ever did. It would be gone as quickly as it came in. It would be gone to Scopely. It'd be gone to Just Wine or whatever the fuck it's called. It'd be gone to DoorDash. It would be gone to RGB. And the thing is, all that money that would be going to prop up this infrastructure wouldn't be there. So Phil would be having to divert whatever he gets from his dents to this infrastructure. It's a money pit. It's a money pit. That's all it fucking is. It's a money pit.
Even if you got all 30 of them to sign up, it was only like $3,000.
Well, in Phil numbers, that's huge, I guess.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
$100.
Well, doing that, and they all pay me, and I'm making a couple thousand a month doing it, then why would I care? Go for it.
Now he wants a couple. Dude, he expects $100 a month. Keep in mind, he was literally saying just now that there was a monthly or annual. Normally, the annual will be a little bit more expensive, which would be like, say, $100, for example. That'd be $3,000 a year. Now he can't even keep. He cannot even keep his the idea straight. 1 minute it was like $100 for an annual. The next, it's now he wants thousands of dollars a month. He actually thinks his content is worth thousands of dollars a month. Keep in mind, a good portion, I would say at least 75% of the people who view him legitimately, not via restreamers, but let's say that go to YouTube, for example. I would say a good portion of those people are trolls, LARPers, that sort of stuff. If I ever needed to get Phil Burnell content on YouTube, I would simply go to a downloader website and just download. I wouldn't give him a view. You can download that content and not give him any views.
No,
Right?
Phil, you're not going to make a couple $1,000s.
And you're
It's
only
a fantasy.
making a living because of me.
He actually
No.
thinks that he
But, yeah, I
revolves
haven't really worked it
around
out yet
everybody
because
revolves
I'm in the
around him.
early stages of
What?
everything. I announced yesterday that as of yesterday, I am officially have certain parties tracking
$100.
all of the tracker.
Oh, by the way, this is my annual, or every video, whatever you want to call it. This is my welcome for hi Jade, hi Derek. I know you're fucking watching because Phil doesn't actually have the resources to hire legitimate officials to watch these channels. No, what it was Phil went to his little Discord and goes, "Okay, guys, let's do some gay ops. Who wants to watch my detractors?" And you can write down in your best crayon. You can write down in your best crayon what everybody is saying and what everybody's doing. And then you know damn well both Jade, who's rolling around in his wheelchair, and Derek, who is struggling between watching Phil Burnell content and watching underage kiddie content. They both went, "Oh yeah, we'll help you, Phil. We'll help you, Phil." So hi guys. Hi guys.
Content.
This
They're now
is
checking
this
who's live
really is like the kid on Call of Duty. I have your address, and I'm gonna come and beat your ass.
Yeah.
This isn't even a kid on Call of Duty. Well, yeah, it is. But this reminds me of a schoolyard bully who literally all of a sudden got a PhD in law, but is still in elementary school. The thing is, it's like he will hit on you, and hit on you. You turn around and you finally pop that bully in the face a couple times. He'll start tearing, but goes, "I'm gonna tell my mom and dad on you." This is Phil Burnell. He is that type of person that he will just fucking harass. You turn around and you fucking had enough, and then he looks and he goes, "I'm gonna tell my lawyer." Yeah, you fucking do that, Phil. You tell your people to make a list, dude. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jesse
Look at
Slaughter, remember her dad?
Oh, come on. Consequences will never be the same. Trackers.
having kids actually doing stuff after the fact,
You done
transformatively,
goofed.
because that stuff's fine. I've never had a problem with someone making a transformative work of me.
If the damages from raw fill are only $100 a month, there's no point to any of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no point. It's ridiculous.
defamatory, yeah, there's a problem there.
Okay, now I was watching this earlier, and Phil said this, and that got it's like, okay, that's stuck. He goes, he said, I don't have a problem with people creating content as long as it's not defamatory. Then there's a problem. What's there to say that knowing Phil and how petty he is, everything that somebody says is defamatory to him? It could be the most literal, haha, your hair's fucked up. Oh, that's defamatory. That's defamatory. I want to strike that content. I'm going to sue him for making fun of my hair. Or it could be literally something like me basically saying, hey, Phil, your father's fucking disappointed in you. Your mother died with the fact that you lied to her. That will be defamatory. What exactly is defamatory to Phil? And see, that in itself causes a problem. To claim defamation and all these other things that he's probably thinking about cooking up in his head, he basically has to prove what the people say actually had a physical impact on him. It impacted his livelihood. It impacted, his ability to earn money. It impacted his standing in the world. And literally anybody can literally go through this fucking 17 years of shit that Phil Burnell has produced. And they can see, no, there's no defamation here. There's no damage here. And the thing is, for him to claim defamation and damages and all that, he would have to expose his records. He would literally have to, he would have to expose his records. Let's say I started, for the time just prior to when Linda finally kicked the bucket. Let's say that he exposed his records at that point. Let's say that, from that point, and then he started saying, suing me for after I started talking about his mom. He would have to show that from that time to that time, the impact on his paybook, basically his wallet, basically, it took a hit, and it had to correspond with what I was saying. You can't just literally go, Jeff made fun of my mom, Jeff made fun of my hair, I'm suing for defamation. You literally have to show the fact that when I was saying this shit, it took a massive fucking hit. And that also has to be shown by views and everything. If you're saying that literally Jeff insulted my mom who was dying, he insulted my mom who was dying. He claimed that my mom was upset because I never honored my 10-year promise. He has to show that I earned enough views from that to have impacted him, because people were watching my content so much that it was dragging the viewers away from Phil. And at most, I pull up on a best day, I pull up 20, 30 views, Here, let's actually take a quick look, shall we? Let's take a quick look. See, unlike Phil, I do not fear showing how many views I get and whatnot. I do not. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so the last video I did for Phil was the Ack Wars Episode 1, Rise of the LOL Suit. It was created and uploaded 3 days ago on the 12th. As of right now, I have 38 views. Phil would literally have to say that those 38 views caused financial damage, and he would have to show how he lost 38 views or whatever. It isn't as something simple as basically going and saying, Jeff made made fun of my hair. Jeff made fun of my mom. Jeff said my dad thinks I'm a failure. You need to actually show proof that can support your claims. And I don't think 38 views, or maybe there's 50 views here. It's not not even a drop in the bucket for you, Phil. And that's what has me kind of like scratching my head. Is scratching my head even the right term? It's more of it's like I'm being alerted, because what is defamation to Phil? What is defamation? He can literally claim everything that the clip channels say about him is defamation. And that's what he's probably going to try and do. The thing is, he doesn't want any content out about him that he cannot himself control. He doesn't want restreamers. He doesn't want clip channels. He could try and say that, oh, clip channels are okay, but then he goes, as long as it's not defamatory. But then again, he'll use that as his excuse for going after the clip channels. But by going after clip channels, he's going to start impeding on people's fair use rights. And it's a lot easier to defend yourself when it comes to fair use than it is for Phil to try and claim defamation. Fair use is there for critique. Phil doesn't want critique. Phil wants he wants to be glazed all the time. So when he said this, that had me like, oh boy, okay, we'll see where this is going. But Phil, yeah, he doesn't want clip channels. He doesn't want restreamers. He doesn't want anything that portrays him in a negative light.
But transformative versus actually live rebroadcasting without permission, without giving the creator a chance to have their content digested and make money first, that's illegal. You have to give a chance for the original broadcast to go first before you can then try to rebroadcast. It's not legal to do that.
Did you see how he kind of quickly backtracked, or I don't even say backtrack, but he goes, well, I don't, as long as if it's not defamatory, and then he goes right back to the restreamers. He doesn't want you, he doesn't want me, he doesn't want anybody to make any sort of negative content about him. And that's because his failures of parents, they basically, the entire time he was growing up, they were in his ear basically saying, you can do no wrong. You can do no wrong. And because of that, we got the Wolverine toy incident. Because of how Phil's brought up, we got the abusive treatment of John Rambo and Howard. Because of how Phil was brought up, we got leave her on the side of the road with a pill. All of this shit behavior that Phil exhibits is because of his poor upbringing.
Get them, Phil.
So
do something.
All of this is now being tracked day by day, hour by hour.
Good. It's not. Phil has
evidence
a guy on it. How much are you paying them, Phil? You have somebody on retainer, or is this some guy doing it for free?
I'd say let him. Let him. Let whoever's watching me. If somebody is, hey, hello, I'm not afraid.
So there you have it. Do I really want to do business with these guys? Listen, Toe Tickler Timmy, it's this simple. You can't change.
A serious answer to Toe Tickler Timmy.
It's Triple T.
Get a grip.
Toe Tickler Timmy.
Listen, he's so serious. Listen, let's get down to brass tacks, Toe Tickler Timmy. Let me be honest with you.
Guys,
it's TTT.
The Triple T. That's what Phil likes to call him.
Oh God, my stomach. Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Listen, Toe Tickler Timmy.
Listen. Another win for the toe. Another win for the toe. Whoa.
Simple. You can't change people's behavior.
Tickler.
But the thing
Go
is,
Tickler.
I agree. You cannot change people's behavior, and Phil is proof of that. He's fucking proof of that. How many times has Phil been toxic to somebody, and people's like Phil, or toxic to his viewers, and people say, Phil, if you treated your viewers with more respect and you were nice to your viewers, you would get more. He refuses to change. This is a perfect example. You cannot change people. Just look at Phil. Just look at Phil.
instead of just saying,
Profit
I'm
off it?
staunchly against
I can't do
No,
it.
Phil, this is what I told Phil. I said to him, listen, Phil, the detractors aren't going anywhere. So you can't just fucking be like, no, I won't have anything to do. You have to find some way to incorporate them into your business, Phil. Okay? That's what I told him. And now he's like, oh, well, now I figured this out. No, you still haven't figured it out, Phil. You're fucking clueless because it's never going to work.
Oh man. TCT.
I'm not I don't know what it is. It's them laughing. They say laughing is contagious. It isn't so much the fucking name. It's them laughing. It's making me laugh, which is weird because I consider myself to have like a frozen heart, you know.
it. I don't want anyone to do it. They're going to do it anyway.
This is
So
really
instead,
this
because-
is 4 a.m. Kino, bro. Like I'm like
Oh, yeah.
That at least if it's going to happen, that I benefit from it, right? I can't stop them from
That's
making
what
the
I told
content.
you. That's
but
what I
I can
told
actually-
you.
Yup.
Bring them on, debate them, fucking battle with them.
He won't.
Fucking accept.
Phil would never go face to face with his detractors because look what happened when he was brought onto the Truth Seekers. Motherfucker, he broke. He broke. All he could really do is say, you see here, and then he tried his hardest to try and control the situation. And then when I can't recall who the host, what his name was, but when the host and bro side Phil basically shut him down, goes, no, motherfucker, here's how it is. You're going to fucking listen. He tried to get out of that fucking interview, out of that podcast, whatever you want to call it. He tried to get out of there as fucking fast as possible. Because for Phil, if he doesn't have that foothold where he can control shit, he wants out. He wants out. He does not want that. He does not want any sort of exchange. He just wants total control. Then he can say, I'm right, you're wrong, and then leave. It's kind of like how it was with Craig from the Side Scrollers. They were having that interview, that last interview. And Phil basically goes, hey, however I can't recall word for word, but he's like, I'm popular now. And then I think he may have said, you're not, and then he kicked the guy. That's Phil's mentality. He doesn't want a fair back and forth. He wants to literally strong arm and force his views on people and then kick them out when basically he's done with them.
Lawsuits.
No, I did not say that. I did not say $100 per stream. That's not what I said.
Oh, God.
Imagine it was $100 a stream.
It should be though.
Like I said,
Fuck.
At least
It has
20
to. It
bucks a
has to
stream.
be to actually make it worth it for him to retain the legal counsel and the whole infrastructure for the licensing program. Like,
And that's what I was talking about earlier about infrastructure. Even if Phil had the money, he would not be able to do this because his addictions are too much of a drain. What do you think Phil's going to be wanting to do more with that money? Maintain lawyer fees, maintain website, or order the next chicken burger, drink the next best alcoholic beverage, and play WWE champions, brother? What do you think he's going to want to do? And I can tell you the answer is not what is right, which is maintain a lawyer and maintain website.
it has to be higher than like $100.
Yeah.
It's such a low level scam. Like, it's just like, what's even the point, bro? It's so much effort for so little reward.
I haven't figured anything out yet.
Especially if he's making 300 a day times 5. It's just like, come on, like stop.
You know, that's something that I would have to work on my
But how
end.
many re-streamers are there?
There's not that many.
There's one.
There's Duty. Now they're going to be mentioning them. So, like I said, I already watched this. But there's Duty. There's Memology. He doesn't restream. There's Duty. There's Raw Phil. I think there's a guy named King Dookie or King Duke, possibly. There's Toxic Unlimited Toxic Evolution. I can't recall what her name is. It's a female streamer. By the way, she's probably getting the evil eye from Phil every time Phil sees her videos because number one, she's a woman, and number two, she's restreaming. There's not that many. There are more clip channels on the internet than there are actual legitimate restreamers.
I mean, there's Raw Phil, but there's like WPig
Okay, yeah.
restreams, Tevin restreams with commentary. Who else,
Well,
guys?
that's legal, and that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you add commentary, it doesn't matter. Half a dozen, okay.
Yeah.
And what I would have to do is probably have like a site created where someone could go and have a web form.
So half a dozen. Let's say a half a dozen, and Phil wants $100 a year. That's $600, dude. $600 a year. That would not be enough to maintain a website and lawyers and all that.
And then like a bunch of other fucking
It just breaks
detractors
open.
are gonna get pissed. So like, what do you think's gonna happen to the first scab that sells out to Phil?
He's gonna
and
get
pays
killed.
for the license. The fucking detractor would be fucking crucified. Can you fucking imagine, buddy?
It's gonna be like
It's gonna
Goodfellas, you know, the trunk.
Fucking beat the fucker to death, buddy.
Their name, their YouTube channel, or their Twitch channel, you know, information like how much do you stream, Phil, blah, blah, blah. And then basically they would pay this licensing fee either once a month or an annual discount, like a yearly discount to do it for like a year. And then
What would
it
be
gives
the
them
yearly
a
discount?
You are now here.
Yeah,
Here's your contract.
save
You
$200.
now have the right to do this for this amount of time.
Oh
and
my
no
god.
one can go after you for it. Yes, but here's the funny part.
He actually thinks that this shit is going to work. That's the sad thing. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, whoever got into Phil's ear with this whole idea of getting a lawyer, doing this Hulu subscription service type stuff, this Netflix, whatever you want to call it, whoever got into his ear, congratulations. Holy fucking shit. You put a worm in his ear, and that motherfucker burrowed its way into the deepest part of his brain. Phil actually thinks this shit is going to work.
You're gonna have to serve all of these people. You're gonna have to find where they live and fucking serve them. And a lot of them aren't in the United States, Phil. Like, you're not thinking this through, man. And it's the scale of it. It's like, okay, there's 30 of them, but really only 2 or 3 of them are actually big enough to fucking matter. The rest of them, there's no fucking money. And it's, okay, you're gonna sue this person, and then you're not gonna be able to recover shit because you can't.
And like I said, if he starts going after the clip channels, that's going to open a can of worms he does not want to open. That's going to open Pandora's box. Because he will go after the the clip channels, and basically claim that it's defamation. And then the clip channels will have the fair use argument. And then when that first judgment comes in that says, yeah, Jeff is right, it's fair use. You did not prove that Jeff created a disparity in your revenue and your earning. We're going to find that in favor of Jeff's countersuit. And how much would how much would I go for? Well, considering that I have a mandatory job and I get paid thousands of dollars per month, I would drag that fucking court case out for as long as possible. For as long as possible. And that way I could fucking keep that money going. Keep that money going. Keep that money going. Keep that money going. If need be, I would drag that motherfucker out for years. For years. Phil would learn that you cannot claim defamation every time when it comes to fair use.
If I were to ever take this seriously and take it to court, these people do not want to go all the way because I will own everything they've ever made. Every dollar they ever made restreaming my content, I will recoup. And then legal.
Now, right now, he's just talking about restreamers, but you know he wants to go after everybody who says something that he disagrees with. I can literally say that he looks like a fucking child with a crown, with a stupid fucking shell, and he goes like, I don't like that he's calling me a child. I'm going to get it for defamation. He tries that shit, like I said, I would countersue for breach of fair use, and I would constantly just drag that court case out. Delays, new evidence, everything possible to just keep that amount of money going.
Fees on top of that. They don't want that, so they're all going to settle.
Okay, how are you going to get
nice, big, juicy settlements just to get this to stop?
Do you think that they're going to be able to afford this? Like, what settlements, bro? What settlements? Like, these people are not multimillionaires, Phil. Like, you gotta use your brain, man. What settlement is somebody gonna offer you?
This is the one thing I disagree with.
That's just a normal worker. Like,
This is the one thing I disagree with Kino about. Sometimes they want to help give him advice. Do not give this guy advice. If you give Phil enough space, Phil will fuck himself over. He's done it all the goddamn time. Let him fuck himself over. Stop giving him advice. Phil needs to learn on his own. Phil needs to learn on his own that if he fucks up, nobody's going to be there to catch him. And when he starts going after clip channels and they start countersuing, Phil will realize, oh God, I fucked up. But by that point, he would have opened Pandora's box, and then the second clip channel, the third clip channel, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, will start going after him for what he does.
but it's not.
Real Kev Dog for a sub. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate your support, guys, today. Praise.
They don't have a foot to stand on.
And then the reality
No, I
of
don't
it
think-
too is that Phil also opens himself up to discovery on all of this stuff too, and then people are going to be going through his documents. He doesn't fucking want that.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy.
That YouTube will demonetize any detractors on July 15th. All YouTube ever does is they have rules, and then they very, very selectively enforce the rules.
What are you talking about?
If there's a big stink about something, sometimes they'll enforce the rules. Other times they'll completely ignore rules. It's really stupid. All right? So, what it is, they already have a policy. And that policy says you cannot upload what they consider to be spam content, regurgitated content,
Okay.
non-original
Then
content.
you know,
What
Phil,
does that mean?
have you reported it to YouTube's attention? The content that you think infringes on your intellectual Oh, you haven't.
No.
Right. So what? How do you expect it to happen? So you expect like Superhound's reports that are like third-party reports to go through on your behalf, or what? Like, you can't. This is ridiculous, Phil. You haven't even attempted to actually.
The issue is that Phil doesn't want to do that, because if he was to go and send out cease and desist, the people would, especially clip channels, they would fight back. Hell, there's times I have received copyright claims, copyright whatever they're called on YouTube. And you have the choice to basically dispute it, basically. That's what I would do, because everything I'm doing here falls under fair use. And Phil doesn't want a fight. He just wants to, he basically wants to throw out his words, throw out lawsuits, throw out people watching you, and he wants people just to basically bend over and, bend backwards and accept defeat. Not everybody's like that. Maybe some will stop out of fear. But there are people like me who's like, no. I know what my rights are. I know what I'm doing is within those rights. You try that shit, and I will defend myself.
Protect your IP at all.
Mm-hmm.
Literally copying someone else's content and re-uploading it to your channel, live restreaming someone else. It's already not allowed on YouTube. The thing is,
See, there he goes. He's trying to blend the two. The people who are copying my content and uploading it to their channel, the people who are restreaming, he's trying to basically merge clip channels and restreamers into one organization, and it's not the same fucking thing. If that was the case, Asmongold would get sued to high hell every time he did a video about say he did something on Fox. He reacted to a Fox video. Tactone would get sued to hell if every time he covered Hassan Pike. Phil doesn't understand that there's a difference between restreaming and clip channels.
There's something
YouTube
about
doesn't
it.
enforce it.
But they will if
People
you and your LLC, Phil, Brunel Enterprises, or whatever the fuck you call it,
Pigroach Enterprises,
makes a
LLC.
copyright takedown request, it will go down. Trust me.
Yeah.
We've had it happen to us. a number of times in instances where it was completely fraudulent. And then it's a fucking pain in the ass process, Phil, to get the shit restored. And you have to put in all of your fucking info and all this shit. And it's bullshit, Phil. Okay? But you could do that to these fuckers today. Right now, you could do it, but you won't because you're afraid.
He
Well,
should
here's
be
the thing
afraid.
is he knows.
He should be afraid because he is trying to target everybody. He's not going after the legitimate issue here. He's just trying. It's like he's using a nuke to wipe out a fly. Instead of using a fly swatter to wipe out that fly, he wants to use a nuke and just take everything out. Like I said, it isn't an issue about Phil wanting to to stop the restream. He wants all negative content removed.
He needs the fucking detractors to survive, to have any relevance, right? Then he hears about this, July 15th YouTube policy change. He wants to monetize it before that goes into effect in a way that maybe scare the
what he is scared about the retaliation, because he knows if he starts doing this shit and playing hardball, he's going to invite a lot of attention from a lot of people that they don't fuck around. And like a lot of the A-log, Phil thinks he has the worst ones.
Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like I said, Phil, he's basically playing a deadly game, I guess you could say. I don't want to play the music because WWE, they are very copyright heavy. They will strike down you without a second thought. But there was a pay-per-view from a long time ago, 1998, I think it was. Hold on, let me pull it up. I think it was 1998. Okay. Deadly Games WWE. Or it's WWF. It was 19. Yeah, that's right. It was the 1998 Survivor Series. Phil is playing a deadly game. And it's not going to end the way he's hoping. Right now, he's trying to mask it as his war on re-streamers. But even if you watch this video, don't watch my video, watch anybody else's video that has that content in it. You will hear that he is constantly trying to merge re-streamers and clip channels. It doesn't matter what he says. That's ultimately his goal because of the fact that he wants to do away with all negative content. But yeah, so I guess that's about it.